Well, folks, it's time to kick it old school. So you can feel cool. Give it to me, baby. Baby. Yeah.
Welcome back to another episode of Rob Sports Center, man. And if you are an old school basketball fan, or you're a sports fan in general, but more specific for this video, if you are a Larry Bird fan, you are at the right channel, man. So you guys know the last Larry Bird reaction video I did, or I don't know if it was Larry Bird reaction video I did, but I stumbled across a Larry Bird I took a personal moment. So we all know Michael Jordan is iconic for that. From the Last Dance documentary, we seen that firsthand. Him finding any little reason to get a competitive edge up over his opponents or to challenge himself, right? So Bird and Magic, not Bird and Magic, but Bird and Mike are for the most part mentally, I believe, the same person in a sense. So I'm curious to see the moments that Bird took personal just for him to come out there and basically just kill the opposing team or the opposing player. But y'all already know how we do it over here, man. I ain't gonna talk y'all to death. Let's go ahead and get into this video.
There's a photograph of Larry and I choking one another, and it looked like a moment in which.
What's crazy is that I was talking to an older guy at work, and he's an old school basketball fan. So we was talking about Larry Bird, and I told him, I was like, you remember the Larry Bird and Dr. J fight? He was like, they fought? I was like, yes. I was like, man, go on YouTube. I was telling my papa didn't even know it. I was like, yeah, they fought back. And I was like, man, go on YouTube. They got it on YouTube. You'll be able to see it. And my papa was laughing. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna have to go watch that.
He was gonna take a swing. I said, you crazy. I'm not shooting no commercial with Larry.
People always ask me who's the hardest player I've ever had to guard. And there was Michael Jordan, George Gervin, the late great Mike Mitchell. I mean, so many players. I always say Larry Bird.
Magic Johnson once said, Larry Bird is so good it's frightening. And today, we're peeling back the layers of that fear to uncover why NBA legends confess that Larry Bird was nothing short of a basketball god. But there's more to Larry than scaring the living daylights out of Magic Johnson. The hick from French Lick wasn't just a master on the court, he was a psychological chess player. He played mind games with his opponents. Now, I know you...
And look, see, I want to react to that video too. I was looking at clips from a Michael Jordan interview when he's on the Arsenio Hall show, and he said that two of the dirtiest players in the game were Larry Bird and Bill Laimbeer. Now, some people might didn't watch the full thing, but he cleared it up. He was like, Larry Bird wasn't dirty. Mentally, he was just tactical. The things that he would do to get in your head mentally. And, you know, that's the embodiment of who Bird is. Jordan did the same thing, too. You know what I mean? But he ran up on somebody who might have been a little bit more advanced than him at the time.
Heard the GOAT debates, Jordan, LeBron, and the list goes on. But what if I told you that there's a Hall of Famer who thinks Larry Bird might be the best to ever do it? Larry the Legend, the man with the mullet, the king of trash talk.
I like the mullet bird. I like the mullet bird.
Unforgettable moments.
I like the mullet bird.
Might just be the true GOAT. We'll get to that. Early days. Born on December 7th, 1956 in West Baden, Indiana, and raised in the basketball crucible of French Lick, Larry Bird's roots were as humble as they come. His high school stats read like video game stats. 31 points, 21 rebounds, and 4 assists per game.
Man.
And no wonder he earned a scholarship to Indiana University.
21 rebounds.
Life on a sprawling campus of 33,000 proved too overwhelming for the small town kid. After less than a month, Bird found himself on a U-turn back to French Lick. Larry, at 17, was just a homesick kid navigating a sea of confusion. He later confessed, the school was just too big. I was a homesick kid who was lost and broke. Bird decided to take a break from basketball and work for the municipality. He cut grass, painted benches, striped streets, and even drove a garbage truck. A far cry from the glitz of college hoops, but he wasn't done dreaming. He enrolled at a local junior college, briefly, before committing to Indiana State in 1975. His message to his garbage truck crew, I'll be back and I'll be the boss.
And then here's the thing too. So I like to, I like to find any little bit of motivation that I can and also parlay that message, right? So to anybody who's watching this video, whether you're a younger person or whether you're an older person, man, it's for one, it's never too late to pursue your dreams too, for one. And two is everybody's story is different. So you look at Birds, he didn't, come out immediately at the gate and get straight into it. You know what I mean? He went to a school, he felt a little homesick and overwhelmed. He came back, did little jobs, and eventually, worked his way back to Indiana State. So, a lot of times it's not really about, it's about the process. And I feel like those things like that is kind of what I wouldn't say humbled him, but what made him go so hard. You know what I mean? Once you kind of get a taste for the real world outside of basketball, and you're doing you're a garbage man basically, and you're kind of doing something you don't necessarily care to do, you start to develop a different passion because it's like, okay, I know what it's like outside of this, and I want to do this. So this is me showing my appreciation, coming out here and giving 110% effort, every night. You know what I mean? But, it's never too late.
But life threw him a curveball. In that same year, his father took his own life. It was a gut-wrenching blow that would have shattered most, but Bird found solace on the court. After taking a season off as a transfer, he scored more than 30 points per game in his first 2 years at Indiana State. As a junior, he earned All-American honors. Now, despite being a college sensation, Larry wasn't a shoo-in for the top NBA picks in 1978. Not first, not second, not even third. It took until the 6th pick for the Boston Celtics to roll the dice on Bird, hoping he'd sprinkle some of his Midas touch on the struggling franchise. Bird, armed with a 5-year, $3.25 million contract, entered Boston with skeptics questioning if he was worth the investment. Spoiler alert, he was. No matter how good I am, I'm still just a hick from French Lick, he humbly declared. But those doubted him were swiftly silenced. In his rookie season, Bird orchestrated a Celtics revival. He took a lackluster 29-53 Boston Celtics squad and turned them into a 61-21 powerhouse. That's not a rookie season. That's a rookie resurrection. Oh, and did I mention he did this while battling what some in the NBA called white man's disease? A supposed inability to jump high. Now, we all know Larry was a breed of player unlike any other. Standing tall as...
What did I say the last video, right? It's because of the color of his skin why he's overlooked and why he's underrated. That right there goes to show you.
6'9", with passing skills and court vision that left fans in awe. And let's not forget, he was one of the pioneers of the three-point shot, making it rain long before it became the norm. But here's the twist. There's another player, Oscar Schmidt, who mirrored Bird's game, albeit on the international stage. Schmidt is hailed as one of the greatest international players of all time. He is the Olympic scoring leader with over 1,000 total points.
Oscar Schmidt, I'm going to go react to that.
Feat.
Let me go pin, I'll be right back.
1992 in Barcelona, the stage for one of the most iconic matchups. Schmidt, representing Brazil, faced off against Larry Legend and the legendary U.S. Dream Team. It was a clash of the titans. But fast forward to 2013, Larry Bird had the honor of welcoming Oscar Schmidt into the Basketball Hall of Fame. And even before uttering a word about his storied career, Schmidt drops a bombshell of admiration for Larry Legend. He declared, "It's too easy to have Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant as an idol. The guy flies around and does whatever he wants. It's too easy. My guy doesn't run, doesn't jump, and plays the best out of everybody else. He is here." As the crowd erupts in applause, Schmidt points directly at Bird, emphasizing, "This is my idol, the best player ever, in my opinion." NBA revitalization. Before Bird and Magic, the NBA was like that underappreciated band playing in the corner of a dive bar. But the Larry Magic duo cranked up the volume, turned up the lights,
and put some respect on the NBA, on basketball.
The NBA wasn't on the sidelines. It was the headline act. Bird's role in the revitalization should be etched in basketball history. 3 consecutive MVP seasons, unheard of for a forward, Finals MVP twice, first team All-League for 9 straight seasons. Larry Bird wasn't just a baller, he was a basketball messiah. The dude had this magical touch that transformed teammates into champions. His court vision was ridiculous, and his shooting? Ice in his veins. And defense? Oh, don't even get me started. Iguodala, in a rare open admission, declared Bird as the best white basketball player ever. He declared, Larry didn't have...
But why can't, it's like, why do we have to put that on there? Like, why is he so that'd be like saying if Larry Bird said that Michael Jordan is the best black basketball player, everybody would be like, oh, you can't say that. But when you got people like Iguodala, and I like Iguodala coming out and say he's the best, why can't he just be one of the greatest players? Why do he have to be the best white player ever? He's a basketball player, and under basketball player, ethnicity is not specific. You got every ethnicity, it falls under basketball player. You know what I mean? So this right here shows you why he is underrated from statements like this.
Have no flaws, and I'm going to go out there on a limb, and this is the first time I've ever said this in an open setting. I'll take Larry Bird over Magic Johnson. He can play in any era.
I do like this thing right there.
Believes Bird's game transcends time and borders. NBA, FIBA, ABA, EuroLeague, you name it. He even revealed a side of Bird that makes him even more extraordinary. He said, the man would tell you where he was going.
I'm going
going here, and then I'm stopping right there. That little logo right there. I'm stopping right there, and I'm going to pull up. And he would do exactly that. When we talk about Larry Bird, we're talking about a player who terrorized opponents throughout the 80s. The man could dribble and pass like a point guard. But here's a gem from the Larry Bird archives that adds a touch of humor to his greatness. At the height of his dominance, when the media labeled him the Great White Hope, Bird found it disrespectful to be guarded by a fellow white player. Charles Barkley spilled the beans on the Dan Patrick Show.
That's a
conversation with Bird mid-game. According to Sir Charles, Bird said, y'all got a white guy trying to guard me. That's disrespectful. There's not a white guy on the planet that can guard me. Classic Larry. Competition level. From Isaiah Thomas's Pistons to Julius Erving's 76ers in the East to Magic's Lakers and Hakeem Olajuwon's Rockets in the finals, Bird battled and conquered the best of the best. It wasn't just about the Celtics as a team. Larry Bird's prowess stood out even among basketball titans. Now, let's get one thing straight. Larry Bird's career isn't a stat sheet symphony. He wasn't topping the league in scoring or rebounding, nor was he etching his name into the record books for assists. Yet, whenever the Celtics needed a dose of greatness, Bird delivered like clockwork. But here's the real kicker. Red Auerbach, the sage of Celtics wisdom, knew...
But here's the thing, too, on that. What good does it do to top the charts and all those stats, but you're not winning? You don't win a championship. What good is that? I'd rather have a mediocre stat line and championships under my belt than to have a phenomenal stat line and no championships, no success in terms of winning in the NBA. You know what I mean? Like,
this all along. Auerbach highlighted Bird's greatness before the GOAT talk began. Bird's greatness went beyond stats, Auerbach emphasized. When Bird had his third consecutive MVP year, Auerbach emphasized to Sports Illustrated, to truly comprehend Bird, do not focus only on his numbers. His presence, his total control on the court truly count. Even on nights when Bird didn't emerge as the stat leader early in the game, he operated on a different plane strategically and mentally. Auerbach, in a recent reflection, stated, after extensive soul searching, I believe he is one of the greatest players to ever wear the NBA uniform. It wasn't about the numbers. It was about Bird's chess-like mastery of the game. Fast forward to today, and the challenge lies in persuading others of Bird's unique greatness. In an era enamored with stats, Bird's impact might be a tougher sell. People are fascinated by numbers, but Bird's greatness goes beyond that. Post-1986 era. Now, the tale takes a turn after the 1986 season. Bird faced a formidable adversary, a relentless back injury that lingered until the twilight of his career in 1992. Bird's resilience was tested in a battle, casting shadows on his performance. However, glimpses of his prime still flickered. Amidst adversity, Bird showcased flashes of brilliance that defined his greatness. Take, for instance, the classic shootout against Dominic Wilkins.
I got it. I was just thinking about this, bro. I got to try to react, man. I want that reaction out there for y'all. Like, I really do. I got to try. I reacted to it on YouTube. They blocked the video. And what I might end up doing is Just to be safe, honestly, I think I'm going to react to it, but I'm just gonna have to mute it because I want to get that content out there for you guys, man. But like I say, both times I tried posting it, it was blocked, and I want to get it out there. So I think that's what I'm gonna do.
Game 7 of the 1988 Eastern Conference Finals. Despite his injury, Bird summoned his prime and delivered a remarkable performance that basketball enthusiasts still marvel at. Fast forward to 1991, a moment etched in Boston Celtics lore. Bird, battling not just opponents, but the physical toll of a head injury, took center stage in the 5th and deciding game of the series. Despite his injury, he orchestrated a takeover, proving Larry Legend's greatness. Now, the question lingers. What could Bird have achieved if his back had held up?
Most definitely.
It's a query destined to remain unanswered, lost to the realms of hypotheticals. But for a remarkable 7-year span, from 1980 to 1986, Larry Bird reigned supreme. His impact transcended mere statistics. So, was Larry Bird the basketball god? Well, that's subjective. But one thing is undeniable. He should never be far from the conversation. Whether it's his on-court finesse, his quirky remarks, or the battles against the NBA's elite. Oh, and speaking of Larry Bird's greatness, make sure to click right over here to check out this video where we break down why Michael Jordan rates Larry Bird over LeBron James.
I already reacted to that video.
Trust me, it's a debate worth diving into. As always, keep it real, keep it Mr. Sports, and catch you.
Well, that's it for that video. But like I said, man, I think that I am finna go try to re-react to that Dominique Wilkins video, man, because I want to be able to experience that. I want you guys to be able to experience that video with me, man. So I think I am gonna go re-react to it. I'm just gonna have to mute it so it doesn't get blocked again. But as you guys can see, man, that is it for this video, man. If you did enjoy this video, man, do me a big favor, man. Smash that thumbs up button. Also, if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. When you subscribe, make sure my notification bell is on there where you'll be notified every time that I upload. Because just like the GOAT Drizzy Drake say, I got these videos coming back to back, man. I'll see y'all in the next video.